Hello, beautiful cosmic souls. My name is Cyrena, and welcome to my series called Being Human. If you have joined before, welcome back. If you are new, welcome. This is kind of just my series where I share a bit of my own experiences and things that I just feel others could use to hear. And then I do guided visuals, light language activations, and card pulls with it as well. So it's just kind of my gift to you guys to give yourself a moment of landing and being present and hearing your own wisdom and messages that come through. So I always say to people, like, create your space, make it sacred and cozy. You can burn some incense, smudge a little if you want, put on a little bit of music, and just really find a comfortable spot as we go on this little journey today together. So yeah. Before I usually start sharing though, what kind of wants to be shared today, I'm always do just a bit of a grounding meditation. It's just to really help us really land here and be as present as we can, to really just feel into what wants to be shared. So you go ahead and close your eyes. We're going to take 3 deep breaths in and out together. Let's take a nice deep breath in and out. And another deep breath in and out. And one more nice deep breath in. And on the exhale, just letting everything out. And feeling your body relax more and more. And then coming to your nice natural rhythm of breath, that gentle in and out. In and out. And just bringing your awareness to your body, noticing if there's any spots of tension or soreness. If there are, you can take a deep breath in and send your breath to that spot. And as you exhale, just feeling it release, letting the tension melt away, knowing that in this moment it's not needed. You can gently move the body, stretch a little bit, whatever you feel you need to just help the body relax more and more. And bringing your attention, your awareness to your mind, just noticing where it's at with no judgment, and just letting the thoughts float on by. And if at any time the mind begins to wander too much, you can always come back to your breath, letting your breath be your anchor. Okay, and now I want you to visualize your beautiful light that surrounds you and is within you, seeing it in whatever color comes to mind first. And I want you to visualize sending this energy down through the root chakra, through the sit bones, and into the ground beneath you. And as you send your energy down, I want you to visualize a golden light coming up from the earth. This golden light is meeting your energy, intertwining together with yours. So you can feel this solid connection to the earth, letting her hold you, be grounded and stable in this moment. Feeling this connection moving all the way up your energy and into the body and coming and landing in the heart space. Taking a deep breath in and out. Then bringing your awareness to your energy again. And this time sending it up, out through the crown, the top of the head, out into the stars. And as you send your energy out to the stars, I want you to see a bright white light coming down from source, meeting your energy, intertwining together. So you feel that strong connection to all that you are, strengthening that bridge from source and your soul for the highest good of all. And feeling this energy coming down, this connection down into your body and landing into your heart space. You can place a hand on your heart if you wish. Just feeling these two energies balance within you, earth and source, as you feel this pillar of light running through you, connecting you to source above and earth below. Take a nice deep breath in and out. And slowly, when you're ready, you may open your eyes and return back to your space. Okay, just taking a moment to notice if you feel any different from when you first sat down to now. That nice, just grounding, connecting visual, if you ever need it. It's something quick that you can just kind of sit with and do. It's my favorite. So yeah, but okay. So what I wanted to share today, this one's kind of an interesting one, but it's also super important, I think. So I want to talk about the changes that we all go through in life, but I'm not talking about the big life-altering changes, the ones that are like crumbling everything around us and making us question everything. I am talking about the little subtle changes that happen, I want to say around us and within us, but I feel like it's more subtle changes that happen within us. I just want you to think about that before I say anything more, of maybe what comes to mind first as I'm talking about, feeling into these subtle changes. Yeah, because usually when things are subtle and not, right bam in our face, we don't notice them as much. So what are some of these little changes that I'm talking about? Now again, when I share these, it's coming from my own experiences. So take what resonates and leave the rest. But as I share kind of what I noticed, think about maybe the little ways in which you've noticed changes within yourself. One of the first ones I ever noticed, and maybe there's been more before that, but this was kind of the big one that I was like, oh, wow, was drinking alcohol. Now, I wasn't a huge alcohol drinker. As teenagers, of course, we drink, and but even, after high school, I went into college and I drank a little bit there, but yeah, so it wasn't like anything that I was super latched onto anyways, but it was still something that, society, we just do because that's what we do. So over the years, and again, like, this was a process, and maybe even I say like I wasn't super into alcohol because the process for me was starting so early on, but it was like naturally my body was just pulling away from it. And I still would go out and drink and feel like crap the next day and question it all and be like, I'm kind of tired of this. And then the more and more it just kept falling away. And now I'm to the point where if I want to drink something different than water, I mean, literally, I drink water and tea and coconut water, and that's about it. But I still kind of miss that, like, you're having a nice dinner and you want something fancier to drink with it. So kombucha came into my life, and it's a little bit fancier. It's fizzy, and so that kind of came into my awareness, which I think was kind of the final. You can let go of alcohol completely if you choose. And now, within the last year, 2 years, maybe even, I do not drink alcohol. Like, it is like rare. Sometimes if we are out for, a celebration dinner or something, I'll have a glass of wine and that's it. But then it's funny of how hard alcohol hits you when you don't have it for a while or don't drink it as often. So I have to be very cautious of how much I am drinking now anyways. But yeah, it is maybe once or twice a year that I will have a glass of wine. And actually it's really funny because I love tea. And if I went out for breakfast ever to a restaurant, I would always get a tea with breakfast. But I never thought about drinking tea with supper. And so actually the last few months, I've been getting tea if we go out to a restaurant. And it's been lovely. So yeah, so it's just funny how it was a small change through the years, but eventually I started to notice it and be like, oh, it's just funny how it just fell away almost naturally. Because if we allow it, our body will lead us in the right direction of what's good for us and what's not. So yeah, it was interesting. And when you sit with it more and you have this awareness to see it and be like, oh yeah, the way it's gone is just interesting. But then recently I had a more interesting of oh, this one actually almost even crept up on me. It was I almost didn't even notice what was happening until it was too late. It's not a bad change, but it's weird for me. So I grew up loving music, and it is still a huge part of my life. But when I was struggling in life, music was my go-to. I would put the big headphones on, and I loved rock. Rock music was my go-to. Little bit of screamo, but it had to be a good balance. So, and that was my thing. I grew up in a very small town that everybody loved country music. It was this, small little kind of hick town. And I was the odd one out that was I refuse country. Give me my rock music. So yeah, loved it. That was my jam. And I would say this shift for me has probably started happening within the last 3 years. Guys, I don't listen to rock music like I used to. The hard rock. I would say now I'm more alternative. That softer music. And honestly, a lot, probably 90% of the time, I'm listening to music with no lyrics. Now, I've always liked music with no lyrics. Background music in movies and shows and stuff, but now it's just I want that calming, meditative, almost spa-like music playing in the background for things. And yeah, And every once in a while, I'll listen to some more upbeat music, but that hard rock music, it almost hurts my ears. And I literally just had this realization because I came home from work one day and my husband was playing his playlist of like random crap. And it's, a bit heavier with some rock in there. And it almost like jolted my system. Like I had a hard time enjoying it. Like it just felt jarring. And that's when I was like, oh my God, like, who is this person? Because that used to be my music and now I almost like can't listen to it. And I'm not saying that rock music is bad for anybody. I'm not saying you need to stop listening to it right now. But for some reason, my soul was like, we need gentler and softer music. And so that's where I'm at now. That is where I'm at. And so it's really funny because the alcohol change, it's like I could feel it and I could see it and it was okay. Like it was like, yeah, but the music one, it was like it had to sneak up on me because I don't know, like I might have maybe tried to fight it off a bit more. But yeah, like it has changed so much. And I think sometimes we almost feel guilty when we change that much in something because we're so used to and comfortable with a certain way that we've been. Then when we change something like that is like a pretty big personality part of us, it kind of does shake you a little bit of like, wait, who am I? Who is this person? I don't know if I know who I am anymore. And a lot of us don't like to be in that spot. That's uncomfortable. That's uncomfortable to be like, whoa, I didn't really notice that change, but it's been a big change. And yeah, like I am quite a different person. I know it's just music, but like I said, that was a huge part of who I was. That was a huge identity for me too, that I was kind of attached to. And so that's the other thing. It's sometimes hard to let those things go. So I think it's funny the way that it happened, that it, like I said, it took me by surprise when I actually had a moment where I was like, wow, this has really changed. Because it couldn't have been an overnight thing, or else I probably would have fought it off. Because my mind would have got in there and been like, that's not who we are, and like we can't just change, our music we like because this is who we are, not this person. And yeah, so that one was a bit more shocking to me, but I am at a point now where it's like, well, this is who I am now. So I'm okay with it. But yeah, so as I'm sharing these changes that I've noticed in myself, what's coming to mind for you? Are there changes like that you've noticed? Maybe it's hair. Maybe it's the clothes that you wear. Like it's these really small, like they seem small because they happen over such a longer amount of time. And as much as I said, like, I'm not talking about the big changes that are crumbling everything, these still lead to big changes. They lead us to finding what really speaks to our soul, what really makes our soul happy, and what allows us to be more authentic. So just think about that and yeah, just kind of like reflect back on what's changed for you. And it's actually really cool when you can take a step back and realize how far you've come, how much has changed, and that it's okay. It's okay to shed our old skin and find things that resonate more deeply with us than before. You know, even in the spirituality realm, you know, that's constant stuff coming into our field of awareness, different things, different tools, the crystals, the cards, sound, everything. Like, there's so much out there. There's different healing techniques. There's everything. And things are going to call to you, and you might take a deep dive and love something so much, but then all of a sudden you shift out of it, and maybe you don't even realize it just kind of like slowly falls away. Maybe you absolutely loved using oracle and tarot cards, and then just slowly you kind of stopped using them as much, or they weren't calling to you as much, and now maybe you don't use them at all. And that's okay. It's if you allow yourself to flow with the changes and allow yourself to become this new version, you know, feel it out and see. And I think, though, that's why some of these changes have to be more subtle, so that it doesn't feel like such a shock to our system. Because, like I said, we get comfortable in who we are. We get comfortable in who we identify as and the labels we put on ourselves. So sometimes, in order for us to really embrace that change, it does need to be slower, that slower process, to kind of ease ourselves into it. So, yeah. So just thinking about that. Sorry. I think I just got what our guided journey is going to be, which is funny, but also very, very fitting. So, okay. Yeah, let's get into it. I'm just going to think here if there's anything else that wants to be shared about that, but I don't think so. Obviously, they're like, okay, let's move on because we know what we want to do. Anyways, let's get into it. Okay, so with the guided journey, you can just close your eyes, and I'm going to guide you through a guided visual, and then I will share some light language codes and activations to go along with it, and then I'll pull some cards after for some extra messages. So, okay. So close your eyes and just get comfortable. Take a nice deep breath in and out. And then come to your natural rhythm of breath. Just finding your gentle in and out, in and out. Okay. This one might be a little weird, but just go with it. So I want you to visualize yourself sitting in a field of grass. I'm just taking a moment to really land there, visualizing it as best you can with as much detail as you can. Sitting in this field of grass. What do you see around you? Can Can you see anything? Or is the grass too tall? Or is it short? And past the grass, if you can see past it, what lies beyond? What's the weather like as you're sitting here? Are you warm? Are you cold? How does the ground beneath you feel? Is it soft? Is it bumpy? Is it comfortable or uncomfortable sitting on the ground? Just paying attention to what comes up for you. There's no right or wrong. As you're sitting in the grass, you see a creature coming towards you. It's hard to see in the grass, but you know it's coming. And you know you are safe. As this creature sometimes brings fear, but you are safe. I want you to see, as you're sitting in the field, a snake slithering by. It's minding its own business. But as the snake slowly makes its way by, you can see that it is shedding its skin. That the skin is starting to fall away. And as it moves through the grass, you can notice some of the skin falling off or being helped to slide off easily. And you notice that it doesn't seem to bother the snake. It just goes on its way as it's shedding that old version. And now I want you to think of yourself as that snake. And the small, gentle changes we go through in life, as if we are slowly, gently shedding our skin, becoming a new version without even noting. At least not right away. And just thinking of the smaller things that have changed in your life, the little things, and noticing how maybe they just fell away without you knowing. But seeing that by that old skin shedding, those old versions of us, it leads to a new version. One that we should be proud of, knowing that whether we realize it or not, we're listening to the gentle whispers of our soul. We're following our path, the one where our heart can shine brightest. There's no forcing with these subtle changes. It just happened naturally. Just like the shedding of a snake. I just want you to sit with that visual thinking of the things that have been slowly falling away, the things that have slowly been shedding away from your life. I'm going to share light language, codes and activations. And the intention with these is that you continue on your journey, not letting yourself get stuck, letting yourself flow through these changes as naturally and easily as you can, allowing yourself to become the best version of you. Niskalani holiattuko, niskaliani aliattuko, liatskani tattekili ni ahlottuko. Niskali liattu liatani liakoliatata niskali liaskadatti liatu liatani liatakani liatukuskani anani liatuko. Nalili liata lilasko ska ska ska. Lialila koliat niatta kaliata tukashnissalla hanialiatuku. Nilelelelea kanini koriatshaniata liatta kottat niliatta tatata. Nias. Niklia niatuku liatta shni liatta koliata nini liatta na niskarailiatushkani niatta. Has. Toko Nelianiataka Nishkariasa Hassa. I'm taking a nice deep breath in and out. Just feeling yourself come back to the body. And slowly, when you're ready, you may open your eyes and return back to your space. Okay. Bringing in some snake energy. Yeah, I hope nobody's too deathly afraid of snakes, but yeah, that one came in really strong when, like I said, it just dropped in of like, this is what we're gonna do. And it was really interesting because, you know, we usually think of a butterfly for transformation, and they totally are like representative of that transformation, but that kind of transformation is the ones that I was saying like shake you up, like the ones that make you cocoon and go within and have to sit with things and grow, and it's like painful, and we have to like force our way out of the cocoon to be this new beautiful version. That's not what we were doing here. We were talking about the gentler change, the slower pace change, and that's why they wanted to bring in that snake. Because, and now of course snakes shed their skin faster than years, but just that like visualization, that feeling of that skin just naturally shedding away, because it's just what naturally happens for the snake. And that's the feeling with these changes that are taking more time. It's like this natural just falling away. And then one day you're like, hey, I'm not that same person. I'm not into that like I used to be. So, but it's also really cool the snake came in because in Chinese astrology or whatever, I guess they would call it, we're in the year of the snake. Chinese zodiac, I guess. But yeah, so we are in the year of the snake. So yeah, really cool that visual came up, because this is what it's all about this year. And yeah, actually, I would say that's kind of the energy too of the last couple years have been pretty intense shakeups and big changes. And I'm still feeling change this year, but it doesn't feel as intense. And again, like, we're all on different journeys, so if this doesn't resonate with you and you're like, no, I'm going through some big shit. Yeah, like, it's good. It's all good. We're all on our own journeys. But yeah, I do just feel it's more, for the majority of people, going to be more subtle shifts and just changes and not so big in your face, crumble everything down. So, but again, trust your own journey and what's being shared with you. So, okay, I'm going to pick 3 cards today, and I'm picking from the Elemental Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. And what I liked about this one, why it kind of came up, is because we're kind of talking about change and stuff, and it says, like, you know, alchemy, magic, science on the front, and that's all about like changes and things like morphing. And so I thought, this is perfect. Card 1. So, intuitively trusting what card number you'd like to pick. Card number 1, card number 2, or card number 3. Ooh, which just jumped out. Okay, so again, just for extra messages, see what wants to come through. And yeah, just trusting yourself, card 1, 2, or 3. If there's a couple that stick out to you, that's fine too. But so if you picked card number 1, it is the North card and all about expansion. Look at that beautiful card. I love the Northern Lights, so. Oh, hey, it's even card number 1. Look at that. Okay, so this says, be guided, but do your research. Focus and honesty is needed to overcome obstacles. You know your true north. So be brave about the next steps. We may have a number of purposes in life, not just a single one. It is time for true adventure. So how cool that is, because they're talking about knowing your true north. And I think sometimes we're really hard on ourselves when things don't feel clear and we're like, but I really don't know where I'm going. It's to trust that our soul, our heart knows, and it's going to lead us there. We just have to be willing to follow and stay open to it. And so talking about the little changes and stuff, that is just us being open and flowing and letting our soul bring in these changes and guiding us on that true north point. So yeah, really cool. Okay, and as always too, as I'm sharing this, if you're getting other messages or you feeling something different, trust that. Trust that. Okay, if you pick card number 2. Ooh, it is Bushfire's Fury. Interesting. These cards are funny because they're almost like bigger change talking about, you know, expansion. Fire is like burning shit away, rising from the flames. Extreme emotions, once engaged, are hard to put back in the container. Anger is a healthy emotion, yet fury is less necessary. Warlike emotions should be tempered unless survival requires it. Emotional intelligence is required at this time. Okay, no. So what I just got was, yes, fires are destructive, but we're not looking at that. We're looking at the growth that comes after the fire, which is slow growth, which is slow change. So just allowing that, being gentle with everything going on around us. And that's the other thing too, is like sometimes it feels utterly chaotic all around us. And we just have to like stay true with what's happening for us. We're just letting our little tree regrow from what's happening and doing what it needs to. Interesting. And then card number 3 is Darkness, the Moon. Ooh, that's a really cool card too. And even darkness, like that's part of big changes as well. So this is really funny how this is coming up. There are cycles to everything and a season for everything. Do not push yourself when the tides are against you. Do not be afraid of the darkness, as the darkness is as necessary as the light. Rest and repair. The divine feminine in all her forms is rising. The time for introversion, stability, and planning is here. So, yeah, and that's so true, right? Of like, again, it's kind of talking about that slowness and allowing things to happen and taking your time with it, knowing that like rest is okay. It's a huge piece of growth for us. It's a huge piece of expansion. It's a huge piece of coming back from the fires that are burning around us. Like, yeah. So really good messages to keep in mind, even though they're kind of talking on big scale change in a way. It's to remember change doesn't always have to be painful, and noticing the little changes within us is just as important as well. So, yeah. Cool. I gotta use these cards more often. Speaking of change, I find I go through different cards depending on, I guess, where I'm at and what's really needed. So, but okay, lovely souls, that's all I have for you today. Thank you for joining me. As always, if you liked this, please like. You can subscribe so you don't miss them. I share these every Friday. And if there's anything you want to share, leave a comment. Or if you want to reach out more privately, you can find me on social media under Serious Vibes. And yeah, but thank you. Thank you guys for taking some time out for you. And hopefully you were able to be present and just accept and open to what wanted to be shared. But yeah, and just taking a moment to close your eyes, place your hands on your heart if you wish. Take a nice deep breath in and out. And just taking a moment to thank yourself for giving you this time of tuning in and listening to your soul. Okay. Thanks, guys. I hope you have a lovely weekend. I hope next week treats you well. And I will see you back here next Friday. Bye.